What's up, family? So, something I want to talk about today is we have to understand that we're in a very, very vital time in the world right now, that things are really beginning to come to light. And that is why the chosen ones are being raised up right now in this season. And that is because we're starting to understand now real spirituality and spiritual attacks, and the truth about things that are happening in the world. Like, a lot of the things that we were taught was false. A lot of the distractions that they have placed on us was purposeful. It was to keep us stagnant, keep us low, to block us from understanding who we were in God, to get us to not see that if we tapped into our spirituality, how powerful we could be. And see, the controllers of everything don't want this, because if there's anything that they love, it's power. Think about all the things that had happened during the sickness. You know what I'm talking about. All the things that happened during that time, and how they were trying to force people to wear a mask or go get a shot or go get this or go get that, and they were just kind of testing to see who would follow like a bot, who would follow the agenda. Okay? And the ones that were asleep, a lot of them followed the agenda and panicked. And then there was other ones, such as the chosen ones and the people that follow the chosen ones, that did not follow the agenda and understood what was happening and what was going on. And this is where we became closer to God in spirit. That when we took the bad, God took the bad and used it for good. That's what us chosen ones did during isolation. So here, this is what the average people don't understand. The people that are controlled by the enemy, the people that are in control of society, they don't understand this because they are controlled by the enemy, right? What they don't understand is they locked us away and, made us stay at home. And what they didn't understand was, for us chosen ones, because we are highly connected to God, He used us during that time. So instead of us panicking and being in fear and following everything that they were doing, it caused us to have a new spiritual awakening on who we were, and started getting things revealed in the spirit. And then what we did was we took the message that God gave us and we began to spread it like wildfire. So I want you to understand how scared they are, and that the attacks in 2024 are going to come. I want you to understand this because they know that right now in this world is a super vital time in our lives. Because the things that the chosen are revealing in this season, once it's revealed, once the mask has been slipped off, you can't unsee that, family. You can't unsee that. Once you know the truth, you know the truth. And the truth shall set you free. Glory to God. The truth shall set you free, family. So what I want you to understand is the number one thing that you have to be willing to do to be a leader as a chosen one in this season is listen more than you talk sometimes. Learn as much as you teach. Because the best teachers were learners first. Through trials and tribulations and adversity, in the darkness, in the quiet room, in the self-reflecting state. When we put ourselves in that isolation, when the sickness came and they tried to lock us away and get us to fear, the chosen ones used it for good, and it gave us more power than we had before. Because like I just said, and like God said, the truth shall set you free. And we learned the truth in that season. Once we got the truth, we continued to embark on the truth. We continued to follow the truth, seek the truth, speak the truth. And this is what they're scared of. I want you to understand that, yes, sometimes you can look at it and think, man, the world's a messed up place. Man, things are crazy. But here's the thing. The fact that you notice that is already a blessing in itself. The fact that you notice what's going on. The fact that you are aware enough to not only hold those around you that's doing it accountable, but hold yourself accountable is a blessing. Because you understand that if you know the truth shall set you free. And once you know the truth, you could never be compromised by a lie. A lie could never move you once you know the truth. So that's what us chosen ones are doing in this season. And what I want to teach a lot of these chosen ones is we have to really, it's okay to be confident, but we also have to be humble at the same time. That we can't move around and try to, act like we're better than the people that aren't chosen or anything like that. I've never once tried to act like we were better than them. More aware? Maybe. More spiritually? Definitely. We are more in tune with truth and spirit, and that is because we are of God. We were sent down here for this purpose. But what you have to understand as a chosen one, there's a fine line between it. That because we were sent down here for this purpose, we have to ask ourselves, why was I chosen? And seek that answer. Ask God, why was I chosen? Because you were chosen for a reason. And although these people are blind, the ones that are blind right now, we might be able to wake them up and lead them to the truth. Now, the ones that are controlled by the enemy and don't self-reflect, that won't learn, that won't listen, those ones can't be helped. And it sucks because sometimes it could be the people we care for the most. But what you have to understand is people that won't acknowledge the issue will never fix the problem. If you won't acknowledge that there's a problem there and understand the steps that need to be taken to fix it, how could you ever fix it? Because just like any time anything was ever created in this world, it started with a problem. How can I fix this problem? And it works the same way with human beings, family. Which is also something we must do in ourselves, is see the places where we may be weak. See the places where we may struggle, because we are all imperfect. And it's okay. That's what we have to understand, is we're not trying to be perfect. Trying to be perfect will push you away from the calling. You can't be perfect. You have to be able to move while you're still imperfect. You can't let you being imperfect give you limited beliefs. Because every human on this planet has a weakness. Whether it's spiritually, mentally, physically. We all have things that we have to work on. And society has tried to block our blessing. They have tried to put things in front of us so that we can't give this message to the people. And I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of people that are blind. Because I had just got into, there was a dispute on social media, and it was on Facebook. But that's one thing that I realized in that season when I was just trying to give these people the wisdom. I was trying to teach these people on how to become better, on how to focus on your highest self, mentally, physically, and spiritually. They got mad at me. The same thing they did with Jesus. And this is something that a lot of us will never understand, but that's the ones with the growth mindset and the chosen. That we don't understand that. Because we're willing to hold ourselves accountable. And if somebody's trying to help you and give you knowledge that they had before you, why wouldn't you follow the blueprint? Sometimes you have to take a step back and ask yourself, what is this person's fruit? And it doesn't matter what kind of fruit, because fruit comes from all different areas, financially, mentally, spiritually, physically. There's fruit in all these areas. See, man can tell you how many seeds are in the apple. If you bust open the apple, a man can tell you how many seeds are in that apple. But only God can tell you how many apples are in those seeds. So man may see 5 seeds, but God sees 5 trees in those 5 seeds. And that's what you have to understand when he says, be fruitful and multiply. When he says, be fruitful and multiply, it's past a lot of people's level of understanding. We see be fruitful and we limit our beliefs. We look at the 5 seeds that are in the apple. God looks at the 5 trees that can come from those 5 seeds that produce thousands and thousands and thousands of apples. That's being fruitful. And that's something that we have to understand, is that it does matter. Every person that you touch, every person that you heal, every person that you guide in the right direction is helping God be fruitful. And in return, he will add all things unto you. That's what we have to understand in 2024. 2024 is the season of abundance. But with abundance comes attack. Because anytime you are chasing a goal, anytime you are chasing abundance, it's always met with resistance. But the resistance isn't supposed to make you stop. The resistance is supposed to mold your character, mold your mindset, mold your heart, teach you lessons. The biggest lessons that I ever learned in life were at the bottom, family. The biggest lessons I ever learned when I was running around in duffel bags, homeless, at 17 years old in the snow and had nowhere to go. That's where I picked up my most strength, my most wisdom, my most understanding. That's where I realized that all things were possible with God. Because at that time, I was a child that lost his mother, that had a dad that was in prison and had nobody to guide me. And that's where God met me at. So I want you to understand that you're never too lost, too broken, too lonely for God to heal you. Quit putting God in a box. God can take 20 years of hardships and heartbreak and turn it around in a matter of a day. So I want you to understand that. And I want you guys to post down below that in 2024, we will be fruitful and multiply. And remember what I said about being fruitful and multiplying. That if you say you decide to make a YouTube channel, whatever you decide to do, God told me to make the channel, to help other people, to guide other people into the light like I was guided into the light. I had to learn first. I had to be able to hold myself accountable and listen and seek the knowledge, because through knowledge comes wisdom. And once you get the wisdom, you can't unget wisdom. Wisdom stays with you. You take it with you for life, family. Now, your job as a chosen vessel is to take that wisdom and that knowledge and be fruitful with it. Turn that one seed into two, that two into four, that four into eight, that eight into 16, that 16 into 32. That's being fruitful and multiplying. That's our goal, all 2024. So put it down in the comments if you agree with this message, that 2024 we will be fruitful and multiply. We may not be perfect. We may fall flat on our face. We might be held with resistance, but what we won't do is stop. And that's because you realize what I just told you, that any time you're heading for a dream or heading for a goal or trying to be fruitful, it's met with resistance. But the resistance is merely character building. And it's very vital and necessary for your growth. In order to grow, you must be put under pressure. And that's where our society has got it wrong a lot, because we seem to think that if we're going through heartbreak, if we're going through hardship, that there's something wrong with us. When in all reality, that means that there's something great with you. Because you wouldn't be under attack if you didn't have the ability to change lives, to make an impact, to be fruitful and multiply. So, if you're new to the channel, we got a bunch of new subscribers here. If you're new to the family, and even if you're not chosen, just know that you're welcome here. Maybe you just don't know if you're chosen. And I've said this in prior videos. Some of us were chosen since birth. Since the beginning of time, we were chosen from God. Before we were formed in our mother's womb, God chose us for a special purpose. And then some later in life, God calls them. And if they answer that call, they now have been chosen. So I want you guys to receive this message. And all my new subscribers, thank you for welcoming yourselves in. Thank you for joining the team. Never forget that we are an army, we are a family, we are together. So no matter where you lack in your family, no matter where you lack in your friends and relationships, understand that here is loyalty and love, wisdom and guidance. We're here for you, family. And I am busy, but I try to answer as many things as I can on the comments. But I'll also drop my email for anybody who wants one-on-one call or coaching. If you want me to get into depth with you and help you on your specific situation, I have to actually talk to you. But I also want to thank anybody who has done super chats or anybody who has sowed into the Chosen Kingdom Cash App. Just know that that is part of you being fruitful for the kingdom of God and multiplying, because you reap what you have sown. When you sow a seed, God will turn it into abundance, and I want you to understand this. So I love y'all, family. I hope you guys have a good holiday. And, just keep positive, keep staying the course, keep seeking the knowledge and the wisdom, and continue to get around like-minded individuals like us here, the Chosen Kingdom. And we're going to help each other prosper in 2024 in all ways. There's great things to come, family. So I love y'all, and salute to the team.